I just wanted to record this video real quick because I just had a thought and I needed to get it out my chest. So when you work with a coach, right, a lot of times we'll tell you that you need to niche down. And for some people, this kind of causes an issue. It kind of sparks conflict because you feel like you're being limited. You feel like they're telling you to turn off different parts of you. Like, they're telling you you can't be who you are. You can't be this multidimensional, this multifaceted person. You have to be limited to just this one thing, and you only have to speak about this one thing. That's not really the case, and that shouldn't be the case. Let me say that because I know there's some coaches out there who don't know what they're doing. That shouldn't be the case. The reason we tell you to do that, the reason we tell you need to niche down and you need to understand who you're talking to, the service you provide, the results you provide. The reason we tell you need to get very clear on that is because in order to create content, in order to market yourself, in order to make sales, you need to have a very clear message that you're putting out. And if you're trying to provide 5 different services, you do hair, you sell sea moss, you have a course, you have an ebook. If you do all these different things, and that's not to say that you can't do all those different things, but if you're doing all those different things, you have to have different messages for each one. You can't use the same message for buy my ebook on how to improve your credit that you're going to use to sell your lash service. You can't use that same message. You have to have a very specific message. When you have multiple messages coming out of one channel, like one social media account, like if your account is talking about multiple things, it confuses the audience. So they don't know what to register you as. They don't know how to categorize you. People work based off categorizing things. So if I can categorize you as somebody who helps me because you do hair, or if I can categorize you as somebody who entertains me because you're funny, now I know how to recognize you. Now when I see your content, I'm going to know how to react when it comes up, right? So if you're sending out multiple messages, your brain doesn't know how to categorize that, so they can't build a connection to it, and eventually they'll stop interacting with it. So what you want to do is you want to have a very clear message. Now, for the people who are multifaceted and you want to provide multiple services, or you have multiple areas in your life that you want to put out, the goal isn't to limit those things. The goal is to figure out how to talk about them in the scope of one thing. Think about it like you're talking to your best friend. Create your content, create all your marketing, create everything that you're doing as if you're talking to your best friend. What do you talk about? What do you both like? What memes do you share with each other? What shows do you like to watch together? What do you talk about that's going to help you? Like, if you think about your relationship with your friend, and that's the problem. A lot of people think about these relationships as like consumer-based relationship or transactional-based relationships. Think about your relationship with your friend. What do you bond over? Maybe you both go to church. Maybe you're both business owners. Where's the connections? You want to build a very strong connection with one person through your content. When you're with your friends, when you're with somebody like you're cool with, you're not only talking about your business. You're not only talking about what you sell or the services you provide, right? You're a well-rounded person. You're a well-rounded individual. So that's kind of the perspective. That's where you want to come from when it comes to your content. The goal isn't to niche down what you're doing or who you are or the products or services you provide. Should you? That's a debate for a different time. But having a targeted message where it's consistent and it's talking to somebody, you share values, you share ideals, that's how you build your brand. As you're building your brand, mention, hey, I also do this. Hey, I also do hair. It's not just about promoting the product and service. Yes, that should be a forefront. Yes, that needs to be something consistent, especially if it's going to be generating your revenue. But when you're creating content, you should be doing it at a 7-to-1 ratio. So like for every 5 to 6 posts you make, you should be posting once about your business or your product, or like some type of selling something, like if coming across as selling. Everything else should be like brand awareness, getting attention, getting people to know about you, like building relationships. Only one out of every 7 posts should be about selling your products or selling your services. So yeah, when it comes to niching down, don't think about it as if I can't be who I am. I can't be the person that a full person. I only have to talk about this and be limited or constricted. Think about it like I'm talking to one very specific person, building a relationship with them. And this person may support my business here and there because they care about me, because they like me, because they know me, because they trust me. They're going to support my business here and there. They're going to support my business every now and then. They don't have to support everything I do. They don't have to support it every day, but they're going to support here and there. And the more people you can build up in that audience who are going to support you here and there, just because they genuinely mess with you and genuinely love the relationship y'all have, the more money you will make. Like, that's really the play. Build an audience, monetize it. And that's not to say like you only build an audience to make money, but that's the new business model. That's what everybody is doing. That's how it's going to be done, at least for the next 10 to 15 years minimum, maybe longer. Just depends on like society and everything. But anyway, all right, put in the comments what your niche is or who you're talking to, because I don't like thinking of like a niche as like, oh, I only fitness or I'm health or whatever. Put in the comments who your niche audience is. Who do you talk to? Who is the person you talk to? Like, what do y'all talk about? Put that in the comments. That's what I want to know. All right.